Why is it that good golf swings look effortless and also powerful at the same time? And yet we look at other swings and they resemble more like an octopus falling out of a tree. Well, if you'd like to learn how to swing the club in a manner that feels like less effort than ever before, but will produce more power than you've ever seen before, you're going to want to stick around and watch today's video, because I'm going to explain how to utilize this hidden move in both the backswing and the follow through that all of the best players are doing in order to achieve this effortlessly powerful golf swing. The specific movement I'm referring to is the movement of extension of the body in both the backswing and the follow through in order to help propel this club further around the body and swing it faster than ever before. And I want to start out by telling you that this is not a flexibility issue. If you're capable of standing upright and bending forwards, then you have the flexibility necessary to utilize this into your golf swing. So stick around and understand how to do this, and then you'll be able to apply this to your golf swing to hit the ball further with less effort than ever before. So let me help you see extension and also the opposite of extension, which would be flexion, and see how those two factors influence the swing. They're happening throughout every golf swing. Golfers are flexing at certain points in time, and they're also extending in other times. And it's the balancing and matching of those movements that will help you to unlock this additional power. Flexion can be thought of as anything that's flexing or bending. That can be talked about throughout the entire body. That can be the ankles, the knees, the pelvis, the spine, the arms. Flexion is a bending or flexing of a joint. Extension is the opposite. It's the straightening of the joint. The arms can be extended, the pelvis can be extended, the thorax and the chest can be extended, the legs and the ankles can be extended. It's the movement into extension in both the backswing and the follow through that will allow you to unlock this extra power. If I was to take this alignment stick and just place it through my belt and down the front of my shorts here, I'm going to be able to help you see the flexion, extension movement a little more clearly. When you see it from this down the line view, hopefully you'll be able to recognize that when we start out in the golf swing, we're going to bend forwards. This would be described as flexion. I've got some flexion in my knees. My pelvis is also flexed forward, and this is correct. But as you move from the setup to the backswing and the top of the backswing, we actually move into some extension. And to be able to see that, you want to look from this front camera. So the down the line camera shows me the flexion at setup where this stick is angled forwards. But when I reach the top of my backswing, the stick is now vertical and my chest has extended or moved away from the stick. That's the correct movement that we'd want to make. And if I wasn't to do that, if I was to retain this same forward bend in the backswing, I'd move in this fashion. You'll see how the stick is still bent forward, or my chest is still down towards the ground. And from this down the line view, you'll notice how my backswing looks very different indeed. That's going to create an enormous difference in power potential in the backswing. How far the club travels has a massive influence on how far you can hit the ball. So utilizing extension in the backswing and seeing where the extension is critical if you're going to utilize and benefit from this piece. And I can show you the same in the follow through. So as I come back down towards the ball, there'll be some regaining of the flexion and the bending in the legs, in the pelvis, in the spine. But into the follow through, I do not want to retain the same degree of flexion or forward bend, because if I did, my head would move forward like this and my arms would typically flex a lot. The correct movement and the way that the best players would do this is they'd begin to move into the extension in the follow through as well. So now my thorax is extended away from the stick. My chest is up, not down. And in doing so, I'm able to propel my arms faster and therefore the club faster and create more speed. I'm also going to get the benefit of having my arms much straighter through the ball. There are countless benefits to swinging the club this way, and it's the reason that the best players in the world choose to do it like this. There's nobody who's swinging back, retaining the forward bend in the backswing and retaining the forward bend in the follow through. That would be the slowest way to swing. And it's a way that many of you will be trying to swing the club right now because you don't understand how to do the extension piece correctly. So if you recognize either of those issues in your swing, whether in the backswing or the follow through, that you're retaining too much of the forward bend, then you can start to work on improving that piece to help you swing faster with less effort. Let's start with the follow-through and how to practice it. I've set up this training station here using the iRange Sports tripod. Essentially what you need to be able to do is put an obstacle to the left side of my head, and then I'm able to create this station which allows me to control the environment and ensure that I'm getting the pieces that I need. If you don't have a tripod set up like this, you could stand up right now and go and stand in a door frame in your home, and I'll show you exactly how you can perform the same exercise right now. So stand inside the door frame with the head just off the side of the door frame like so. I'm going to hold this club in this example, but you could also do this without a club. It would be perfectly okay to stand inside the door frame, take your golf posture and golf grip, and just practice these body movements that I'm going to show you. There's too many people trying to make big, large-scale changes in their golf swing while hitting full shots. And that doesn't really work straight away because the task of hitting the ball overrides any new movement pattern. So I'd encourage you to do dry drills at home without a ball to start with if you don't know how to do this piece. As I said, this isn't a flexibility issue, this is a lack of understanding issue, not knowing how to move. So let's control the environment, make sure we teach you the correct movements so you can then apply them to your swing. So with the obstacle or the constraint just placed to the side of my head, I'm then going to move my hips as far forward and push my pelvis as far forward as I can towards the target while keeping my head back from the obstacle, whether that's the stick in this example or if you're standing in the door frame. If you were to keep your flexion or forward bend that I described earlier, then you'd actually move into this stick, or in your case you may well hit your head on the door frame. You do not want to do that. We want to stay away from the door frame. Another way to feel this would be to stick a club in your chest or tummy and grip down in a golf posture somewhere down on the shaft like this. And the way to feel this movement correctly would be to move this club from a position where it's pointing down towards the ball to a position where it's pointing up to the sky. This is the extension that I'm talking about and that's demonstrated almost universally by every great player. They're extending up through the ball like this. The legs are straight, the pelvis is pushed up from its original position, the arms are beautifully straight here to the parallel with the ground, and the chest is pointing up. That would be in stark contrast to the high handicap golfer who struggles to hit the ball and would finish more in forward bend with the chest still pointing down. So as you move this club from impact into the follow-through, place it in your belly and push your belly and your chest forward and up so that the club points up to the sky. This is a great position to try and finish your swing in if you're learning to introduce this piece into your golf swing. And if I wanted to train the same extension pieces in the backswing, then I'd take a similar station with the rod protruding here out of the tripod and place it just to the right side of my head this time. So now I've got the same kind of concept, the same station idea, where I'm controlling how much my head moves in the backswing. And again, from this front view, you could go and stand in the door frame, and this time just have the door frame position just to the right side of your head. And that's going to help because if I'm able to do the extension piece correctly, and just to note, the extension is through all the joints up this trail side. The ankle is extending, the trail knee is extending, the legs straightening as I'm going back, the pelvis is going back. The entire right side of my body has this nice stretch, and my trail shoulder is working up, back and behind me. It's retracting fully during the backswing. If I'm able to do that, you're going to see how my head stays away from the stick or away from the door frame. That would be ideal. That's what we're looking for. So the more I can extend in the backswing, the longer I can make this backswing. I can propel my arm and therefore the club further around my body to give me more potential power. And yet because I'm utilizing my body in a way that it was designed, I'm moving it through its natural range of motion. I'm not trying to stress the body at all. I'm able to do this in an effortless fashion. This isn't hard or difficult. What becomes difficult is when you'll see golfers who retain that forward bend, keep the chest down, limit very significantly how far back the club can go. And then in order to try to make the swing longer, begin flexing the arms, lifting the arms off the body, and creating complete chaos when it comes to controlling contact, low point, distance or direction. Nothing is predictable in a golf swing like that. It also feels like a lot of work because you're not utilizing the body in its full range of motion here, and therefore you're having to get more power from somewhere else. It doesn't work particularly well. So let me show you again what that would look like. Retaining the forward bend, putting this club into my chest again, and turning while keeping the club down towards the ground is going to cause my head to move off the ball. It's going to cause me some low point issues. It's going to restrict how far back I can swing, as I've already mentioned. Then I'm going to need to start bending and lifting my limbs, which is going to cause me to have a terrible likelihood of controlling contact. That swing would look like this, and it may be familiar to too many of you. Bent arms, head swayed off the ball. The opposite of that would be to take this flexed condition where I'm still pointing my chest down to the ground and point it up towards the sky. Let's go ahead and do the same drill that we did on the other side, where we hold the club into our chest or tummy and we point it down to the ground as in golf posture. And as I swing back, I want to move this club head around me, but I want to point it more up towards the sky, back to the camera and up towards the sky. This is the extension or the movement away from the door frame, staying away from the stick, that I'm trying to utilize. Look at how much further my arms traveled in this example and how much further the club's traveled in this example than in the flexed example. And at the same time, I get the benefits of being able to keep the arms straight because there's no incentive for me to bend my arms when I'm propelling the club around me correctly using my body and the joints as they were designed. Perfect little push draw. Longer backswing, but effortless. That's a 170 yard 7-iron. Pretty solid. Wouldn't complain about hitting the ball that far if that was my shot on the golf course. That's pretty close to my stock distance for a 7-iron. So happy with the outcome, happy with the contact. I'm going to be able to create more consistent contact via a more centered pivot in the backswing. I'm also going to create better contact by being able to control the radius of the swing more consistently via the straight arms, and the straight arms are made possible by the body moving correctly into the follow-through. Those are the reasons why the best players' swings look effortless, and yet at the same time they're extremely powerful. You can incorporate the extension pieces I've discussed today in either the backswing or the follow-through, or you may need to do it in both, but try and highlight one side of the swing first, improve that piece, and then move on to the next. I promise you, if you can incorporate extension of the body into the backswing, the swing will feel less effort than ever before, but you will find you'll increase your power potential, and at the same time the swing will feel like you're using less stress, less effort, less stress on the body. That's another huge benefit of doing it this way. Remember, it's not a flexibility issue. This is a lack of understanding how the body moves throughout the swing issue. Once you understand how to move the body, do the drills, the dry drills at home, you can then progress to hitting balls with the same constraints that you have on the driving range. I would highly encourage you to set up these constraints when you practice so that you can ensure that you're doing the movements prescribed. A training station like the iRange Sports tripod that I have here makes setting up a station and a training environment like this very quick and very easy, but you can do it without something like this. Just ensure you are creating the training environment that you need to ensure that you're able to make the changes that you want to. So there are two very specific drills that you can do to incorporate the extension piece into either the backswing, the follow-through, or both sides of your swing. And I'll tell you that if you do that, I guarantee you'll increase your club head speed while at the same time feeling like the swing is less effort. I see on a daily basis golfers who do not have enough extension in either their backswing or their follow-through. And the understanding that this piece can bring is a real light bulb moment for so many golfers. Extend in the backswing to increase the length of your backswing and keep the arms straight. Extend in the follow-through to propel the arms and the club past the body faster in order to deliver that extra speed into the ball. Have a go at this exercise and let me know how you get on down in the comments. Before I finish the video today, I'd like to ask a favor of you. YouTube tells me that over 70% of the people watching these videos are not yet subscribed to the channel. If you could do me a huge favor today and just click that subscribe button if you enjoyed the video or any of the other videos on the channel. It really helps the channel grow and will allow me to continue producing the high quality content that you're used to and continue educating you guys further. That's all I'm asking for. If you enjoyed the video today, please hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like some help in terms of building the practice stations like I did today, I would highly recommend the iRange Sports tripod that I was using in today's video. This device allows you to build a training environment or a constraint to help you build the swing mechanics that you're looking for. The other huge benefit to this product is it's a great tripod that you can use to take with you to the range or to the course to help you film your swing. If you're interested in learning more about this product, I'll put a link down in the description below, and there's a discount code that you can use at checkout to get 10% off. This video discussed very specifically the benefits of extension in both the backswing and the follow-through. If you'd like to continue your education on these topics, then there's two videos I'd recommend you look at next. This one right here talks about how to make a stack and tilt backswing, which essentially all the best players in the world are doing. Or if you want to learn more about the follow-through piece, then this video will teach you how to move the lower body correctly to do the extension piece that we discussed today.